Good morning, Rick Hautala fans. It has been quite a while, and so I think it's time I do another video. I just got a comment from a fan of Rick Hautala. I don't know if I can put.
Hey, hello, all you fans of Rick Hautala.
There it is. I don't know if I'm going to pronounce the name right. Araya? That's all I'm going to say because I'm going to bunch the rest of it up. But she says, please update. So, since the last time I spoke to you, I've just been working on and off on Rick's papers. So I can't do this full time because I work full time, assistant professor at the University of Maine. So I work on this in the evenings, or different breaks between classes, like between semesters. I can work on it. But here is where we are. You notice all the boxes behind me. See, even the big ones down there. There they are. And I'm going to show you something else. And on the floor, there's my cat's at the window there, but I don't think, there it is. And I got a couple. I know, it's really hard. Over here, yes, okay. I don't make you guys dizzy. Oh, sorry about that. So, right now, I would say that I am 90% done. And what I have left over now are marketing and press, which I'm working on right now. Marketing and press. And marketing and press, I have my finding aids here. Because I want to sort of give you an idea of what's in there. So it takes a little bit of time. The marketing and press, I have publications in which Rick was interviewed. And then those publications are the interviews. So this would be like, let's see, Mystery Scene or Cemetery Dance. A couple of horror newsletters. I got Midnight Zoo, so a bunch of stuff like that. And also Rick's writing. So he also wrote articles, or he would write about another author. And so in marketing and press, I start off with publications, which are his interviews and his own writings. And then I have a box full of news clippings. These are press about Rick when a book came out. A lot of them are local press, so Portland Press Herald, Maine Sunday Telegram. So that's going to be probably 2.5 boxes, maybe 3. Then after that, I go into we start getting down to the wire, and that's supporting documents. These are other materials that relate to Rick's work, and that includes any biographical information, the supporting documents, biographical information about him. These are things that he may have written up about who he is. So biographical information, that's about 1 box. Then there's research materials. I sort of can tell materials that he's kept for research because they remind me of some of his stories, so I'm pretty sure they're research materials. He's put together his own bibliography of things he's written, and that means everything, not just his books and short stories, but some of his own writings that he was asked to write for publications. And then I have what I call story notes, outlines, and ideas. These I couldn't connect with any stories, so these are, I believe, ongoing ideas that he had for stories. And then I have, I kind of put it up here on my finding aid. There's a miscellaneous folder, but I don't like using the word miscellaneous. So as an archivist, I don't like that. Because what does that mean, miscellaneous? What? Does it belong in the collection? Does it not belong in the collection? So that's probably going to be dispersed. I don't know what it is. I just put that in there. So when I go through his papers, I find something like, I'm not sure where I should put that yet. It goes into that miscellaneous folder. And then at the very end of processing the collection, I then look at them again, and then I have a better understanding where they should go. And that's all series 9. So I've already gone through series 1 through 8, and I have series 9. And then series 10 is digital materials. So I have one box of his CD-ROMs in which he saved his writings on. I mean, he did write on a typewriter, and then once the word processor came along, he started doing it that way. So that's going to be, I'm going to I'm going to migrate his CD-ROMs into an external hard drive. But I'm not too concerned of opening those records, because I have software that'll open up a variety of formats. So I have a Mac, but it can read a number of different formats and different platforms. The only ones I'm really concerned about are the mini CD-ROMs. I remember when they came out, and then there was a big thing about mini CD-ROMs, and then where are they now? So those I'm gonna have to think about finding the drive that I can put them in, or an adapters for my drive that can read those, and that I'll probably do. I won't do that and then get them to the main state library. That's going to take some time, but I will keep them in the box and identify them, and that's going to be a project I want to do for the main state library. Is just migrate those and keep those, of course. They eventually in time they'll degrade. They're pretty old. They're still readable. Some may not be, but I'm hoping I can migrate most of them, and then hopefully make a hard copy of them. So that's something I'm thinking about. And so after that, we are done with Rick's manuscript collection, and that leaves behind his personal papers. And I have 4 boxes of his personal papers. Now, the personal papers are outside his writings, but it tells you something about who he is as a person. So in that collection are some of his works he's done in supporting censorship issues, and some stuff he did, some writings he did for the Maine Arts Commission, a lot of his support work. He has a couple dream journals and things like that. And that will finish the collection. So right now, I've also been working on the index at the same time I've been doing this. So once the finding aids are completed, the index will also be done. So we have, when it's all said and done, I think the finding aid is going to be, I don't know, about 65 pages. A nice little book. Now, I have not forgotten that all donors are going to get a book of the finding aids. So I'm not going to send you like stapled pages in an envelope. I'm going to go ahead and put those into case bindings, so that everybody on my list, and I have all your emails, will get a copy. Now, that list I got is 2 years ago. So what I'm thinking is I'm going to probably send everybody on my email list just a call out to get your mailing address. That's number one. And to see what bounces back. So if I get an email that bounces back, then I'll probably do another one of these videos and just put a call out. I'm thinking, how would I get a hold of you if anybody has changed their emails? So if everybody's watching this and has changed your emails, then you want to email me. So my email is Anastasia. Let's make it easy. Send it to anastasia.weigle@gmail.com. So ANASTASIA.WEIGLE@gmail.com. So if your email's changed since the last time, since the fundraiser, you email me, let me know, because I'll be connecting with everybody to get their mailing addresses. So what's the challenge of this thing that I'm doing? Is my deadlines keep on changing. When I first did this, I was going to say it's going to be done by the end of December 18th. Nope. That collection just kept on growing, and it got harder to fit into my work. I was hoping to have it to the Maine State Library before Christmas so I could have my dining room back, but nope, that didn't happen either. And yes, the collection has grown so much it's not in my studio anymore. So I have emailed, contacted via email some people at the Maine State Library just to give them a heads up. The collection is being finalized. Right now, I have 61 boxes, but that's going to grow by, let's see, 61, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, maybe 78 boxes. Behind me on top of the mantle, these are extra boxes. So that gives room for Rick's collection to grow because this is not his entire collection. The date range of his collection is probably maybe 1973, 77. I'm thinking it's 73, 77, up to, I want to say 2016. And even though he passed on, there were things in there. Actually, you know what? No, 2013. I don't know if Holly had put extra stuff after his death, but I'm thinking 2013. Can I see the? Yeah, I'm not sure. And I know that Rick was very generous and would share his maybe like a third draft of a manuscript to a friend or an author. So they're everywhere, and I know that they're out there. So you never know. As the collection grows and builds, there is certainly additional manuscript boxes for that. So, anyways, so what is my new deadline? Well, it's got to be March, because we're going to the end of January. I still have these other boxes to go through. Then it's finalizing a finding aid, which includes the abstract of the collection, the biographical notes, the scope and content, how I processed it, what items that I may have removed that didn't belong in the collection. These are usually things that I consider are personal and could be things that I want to give back to his son. So there's that stuff, and then cleaning up the index. So I figure February, start really connecting with Maddie and Maine State Library to give them a heads up, because if you have 78 boxes of materials and the first 10 are not manuscript boxes but the large archival filing boxes for his early writings, which he had a lot of different drafts of his manuscript. I figure each of those boxes is a linear foot, has 10 linear feet. 2 manuscript boxes, 2. So I'm thinking, I don't know, maybe 50 linear feet. I won't know until I get it together. And it's important that that information is given to the director of the Maine State Library and those involved in ensuring that they have to get ready for the collection to come to them, which will be fully processed with finding aids that can be now available for anyone interested in researching Rick Hautala as a fiction writer, or to have Maine Writers Day or any exhibitions they want to do. So that's what I'm saying. I feel pretty good about that because I'm down at the wire. But remember, I don't do this 8 hours a day. I do this in the evenings and on the weekends between my other duties that work. So that's the story. That's where I'm at. It's exciting. My cat's excited. If you have any questions, you can certainly email me or respond to the posting. I'll put this up on YouTube, and I'll also put it up on Facebook. And that's it. That's where I'm at. Thank you so much for your patience. I do appreciate that. I think Rick had some amazing friends, good people that cared about him, and of course Rick was a great guy. And that's it. So be well, my friends, and when it's all done and I hold up the finding aid, I'll do another video. So I suspect that will be probably at the same time that the collection is ready to be transferred over to the Maine State Library. Be well, my friends.